y'all, how you perking? I hope you perking good. So, February 2024, we have made it. We got past the longest month of the entire year, January, and now we've made it to February 2024. Congratulations to us just for that feat right there. So today we are going to take a look at the predictions for February 2024. Whatever we're allowed to know, can know, should know, need to know in terms of getting a heads up, we're taking a look at that today. So I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual intuitive, and in these videos we take a look at the tea with the tarot. Don't let that scare you off. I've got a great track record here on the channel for answering your burning questions and getting accurate results here. So got a good track record. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the cards over here and move this microphone right here. Penelope trying to match me in her greens because I'm wearing some green today. So good for you, girl. Matter of fact, I'm drinking a green Olipop at the moment, too. Look at me go. I really did not plan that. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. It was a synchronicity, whatever. Green. Green is good. The green chakra is the heart chakra, which we all need to be exercising this month in February, Valentine's month. So perfect for green and heart chakra to be coming up. I really seriously did not plan that synchronicity. It just so happened to happen. So here we are. But let's go ahead and dive into the predictions for February. And as always, this is an international reading for all of our viewers from all across the world. So not just the United States from where I'm sitting, other countries as well. We cover politics, we cover the economy, we cover health and wellness and spiritual stuff and whatever we need to know. And then of course, every time we do one of these monthly videos, there's always a rollover, flow over type of video, an extended video, if you will, for Perk Squad members. So be on the lookout for that one as well, folks. Let's go ahead, get into this, starting with politics. I'm scared to ask. It's an election year here. Presidential election year here in the United States, which is a little bit nerve-wracking for those of us here. And who knows what all political stuff is going on other places in the world. I'm nervous to ask this one, but we're looking into politics here. And of course, it's all alleged, just my interpretation. Okay, all alleged, just my interpretation. Spirit guides, what can we know about politics February 2024? Just give it to us straight. We're scared, but we can handle it. We're scared, but we're built tough. Oh my God. What the fuck? I don't know what I'm saying sometimes, y'all. I turn my filter off, like we all have kind of a bit of an internal filter that we wear throughout the day to be like, monitor what I say. Don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything embarrassing. Make sure you kind of say this or whatever. We all filter things to some various degrees. But I try to turn off my filter for these readings because I don't want... my printer is yelling at me over here. I don't know if y'all can hear that. But I don't want to have a filter when I'm reading this. I need to be able to channel fluidly and just let things come through. And so if I take off the filter, yeah, it means that I get some good stuff here, but it also means the dumb shit comes out as well. So I apologize. This is just how it's going to be. This is just how it always is. It enables us to do good, and then it also lets the weirdness come out. It is what it is, y'all. Let's get some context here on this one and this one. Why don't? And that one. Fuck it. We'll get context on all three of these reversals here because why the hell not? Alrighty. So, politics, February 2024. Oh boy, y'all. Oh boy. So, there's somebody out there, politically speaking, in February 2024 that's like, you know what, this burden is too much to carry. I'm just going to have to let it go. I'm going to have to drop out, whatever. And that seems to be a good move for this person. It seems to be like this is a timely decision that this person makes, and it's a good move. It, quote unquote, needs to happen type of thing, some type of way. So whatever this person is, that's just like, too much, gotta bow out, bow down, like, okay, fine. I'm sure that that's a heavy and difficult decision for that person here, but in terms of what we're seeing here, it actually looks like it's for the greater good, some kind of a way. So when we see this kind of stepping back, stepping down, I'm not going to worry too much about it here. As we go further along in this, there's going to be a Queen of Wands that really stands out. And usually with the tarot, you don't have to stick completely to the gender on the cards. But this one, for whatever reason, it feels like they do truly mean that it's a person who identifies as a female here. So I do see a female presenting out, somebody that's going to be someone to watch in February. And you know what? May as well see why we're going to watch. Oh, big change, y'all. Big change. She's going to be the one to watch because there's some sort of big change associated with her. Some sort of big turnover, big change, something like that, that as a result of the change happening to her or around her, that creates waves in February 2024. So that will be like the drop in the pond that does the ripple effect, because this happened to her or around her. Now this thing happens. Now this thing happens. Now this thing happens. And we're going to see that chain of events just really start to go from that point forward because of her. So this woman will be the one to watch, politically speaking, in February 2024, because of whatever this transitional thing is here. Big changes surrounding her, big ripple effect to happen. As we get over here, there's just so many different things in politics in February of 2024. Like, I feel like we, instead of it kind of going along a little storyline talking about one topic, there's just kind of like buckets of things here. So apparently it's just a very active month politically. And again, from my seat here in the United States, that does not surprise me much, considering, again, presidential election year here. So even if this may be containing some information pertaining to other countries, ours alone is probably going to get quite a fair amount of representation here because of all of this. So over here, Hierophant reversed and Queen of Cups upright. So whenever I'm seeing these two together, especially looking at that Hierophant in reverse, y'all know I'm kind of like, because that's our government and institutions card, as you are well aware if you've been watching this channel with any type of length. We've to put it lightly, whether it's a government or a really prominent institution of sorts, which can be some sort of important agency, some sort of important religious organization, it can really be anything that's just an important institution. This in reverse is not good. This is downturn. This is like having some major challenges. So whatever this is referring to, major challenges in February 2024, like walking with a limp type challenges here, this institution. With the Queen of Cups upright on top of this, this is trying to kind of salvage it a bit, trying to put lipstick on a pig, if y'all know that expression. It looks bad because it is bad, but if you paint it up to try to make it look better, you might be able to fool some people into thinking it's not, limping as bad as it is, or it's not on its last limb when it really is. So there's some real struggles here with some sort of institution in February, and they're going to do their best to try to make it look like it's not as bad as it seems. But if we see a failing system of sorts, or institution of sorts, organization of sorts, popping up in February 2024, we'll know, like, okay, y'all trying to make it look okay, but you're not. This isn't effective. This looks like shit. So just know that. Oof, yeah. Okay. Anywho, man, politics is a total shit show in February. It just really is. And wow, this is just a lot. I swear, we've already gone through several things. We're only done with the top row, for crying out loud. So here we go, jumping down here to the bottom row. And I see that, once again, politically speaking, there's going to be someone positioning themselves to act like they are the knight in shining armor in some sort of a situation. So could be this situation that it was talking about a while ago, about some kind of a system or institution tanking. It could be about something totally different. It could be totally independent of that. But whatever it is, there's somebody that's going to be trying to position themselves as, I am the rescuer, I am the savior, I am the one that can fix this. To this person's credit, this card is coming in the upright position, which means that there is something that they could do about this. There is some kind of a way that they could help whatever the situation is that's going poorly or wrong or not well. I don't think, though, it would be wise to believe that this person is truly like the rescuer, the saver, the knight in shining armor coming on the white horse to save the day. I think that type of image that this person is trying to project is a little misleading, a little overconfident, if you will, because it's not like this person is just trying to blow smoke up our asses. This person really believes this about themselves. So I'm glad you're confident, person here. Glad you're confident. But I don't know if you can put your money where your mouth is, so to speak. I have concerns about people kind of buying into that. Yes, now we're saved. So if anybody starts to come forward in February 2024, presenting themselves in that light, just take it with a grain of salt. Know that, yeah, they could actually improve something. So they're not just pulling this out of nowhere, but no, they're not going to be able to do the 180 that people feel like would need to happen. So I guess we should be managing our expectations accordingly, that kind of thing. Over here in the next piles, we've got our Two of Cups in reverse here, then our Nine of Wands upright on top of that, Nine of Pentacles over here. This is a slowly moving thing where some kind of, and I don't know, because this is politically speaking, some sort of relationship, politically speaking, gets this kind of breakup energy to it. So it's like people that maybe were on reasonable terms before suddenly are kind of acting like enemies or are no longer on reasonable terms in February, that there's some sort of falling out or not seeing eye to eye anymore, or even this kind of competitive threat of sorts where it's kind of like, yeah, we were civil to each other until it started to feel like we needed to kind of compete with each other a little bit, and now that feels like a threat to the relationship, so starts to tank. So I'm seeing that here, and it feels like whatever this is a little bit of a long time coming. It doesn't feel like this is, oh wow, out of the blue, how did this happen? It feels like this is something that you could kind of see coming. I don't know if you heard the dogs barking there. Apparently they had a very big opinion about this matter. Okay. But it's kind of like, you know how if you're a parent or a friend of somebody that's like got this new relationship and you're just sitting there looking at it like, let's see the writing on the wall with this one. They're in the honeymoon stage right now and it's sweet, but I really don't see this one being able to last the distance, but I don't want to say that and, shit on their ideals here. So we're just going to let them live their life, let it play out and see where it goes from there. And I'll just try to be supportive. And so then they do break up and they're all like, oh, we broke up. And you're thinking, I saw it coming. It's not like there wasn't the writing on the wall about this kind of thing. Whether you say that to them or not, I'm sure a lot of us can relate to having been in situations like that where you just kind of, if you're honest with yourself and think back in hindsight is 2020, you could see it coming. And that's happening here. So, not sure if that's a particularly good thing, considering, again, there's that competition threatening vibe that comes along with that. And when we're talking politics and we're thinking about competitiveness and feeling threatened by other people in relationships, people make weird decisions when they feel like someone else is a threat or some other entity is a threat and that they're kind of being backed up against the wall about something. People come out making weird decisions and sometimes not the best decisions when that's the case. So I am a little bit on the concerned side about seeing this, but I'm holding out hope mostly because of our 9 of Wands on here, which is a resilience card. So mostly this like, okay, this may cause us to get rattled, but we're still standing. So I'm not going to be fatalistic about that. I'm just cautiously observing it. So putting that out there. Let's reshuffle these back into the deck and go to another question, because we've already been talking for like over 15 minutes, maybe even close to 20 minutes about politics. So yeah, you can see the theme of February 2024 already as it relates to being a very politic heavy month. It is what it is. We deal with what we're dealt here. So let's go ahead and look into the economy and finance and career and stuff like that. All those things, because I know that ends up relating a lot to what we already talked about with politics. And like I mentioned before, we will have an overflow video after this, an extended video, if you will, with more information of things that don't get a chance to be covered in this one. And as always, that one will be over there on the Perk Squad. There's lots of perks to the Perk Squad, one of which being Vigio shoutouts like this one. A shout out to you, Joanne Stoddard. A shout out to you, and thank you for being a member of the Perk Squad. Happy to have you here. I know that it was a bit of a challenge getting you here. I remember us video calling and trying to figure out why isn't this not working. So I'm glad that you figured it out since my brain apparently couldn't. And happy to have you here. So shout out to you, Joanne. All right. Economy. February 2024. Spirit guides. What do y'all have to say for us? Let's take a peek. Okay. Not the worst here, but are we noticing that even after shuffling several times, we once again got a reversed Hierophant card? So whatever this is about the institution, system, organization, etc., that starts to have a bit of a tanking moment in February 2024, that impacts the economy. It impacts the economy, finance, people's careers, things like that. So that is interesting. That is a direct link from the political reading here to the economic reading in a very clear way. Okay, let's be on the lookout for whatever institution or organization or system is on the struggle bus in February and starting to take a bit of a nosedive some type of way, and determine, okay, what does it look like is happening and how might that have some sort of an impact on our economy, our finance systems, people's careers, etc. Because somewhere along the line, something related to economy, finance, and career will be affected as a result of this thing that we had already saw over in the political section. So there's a tie going on, some kind of a thing that's weaving together and already presenting itself some sort of a way here. So heads up, heads up, heads up. All right. With that, we're seeing this on either side. So over here, we're seeing that this is something that has been a bit of a long time in the making. There is some sort of a build to this over time, possibly investment in this over time. This doesn't look like it happens out of the blue. Over here, we've got the Six of Cups. This is a reassuring card because this is a card that a lot of times comes as our spirit guides trying to hand a gift over to us to be like, here, we're trying to help. We're trying to see if we can, level this out. And so there's a look here like whatever this is that's going on, that it doesn't look like it totally ruins everything. Because a lot of people, I know it's hyperbolic to say that, but a lot of people do worry, like, well, what if this is a decision that ruins everything? People's anxieties get in the way all the time. And so I like to, whenever I see things like this, I like to point that out, that I don't see those worst case scenarios that people worry about with anxiety. I don't see that happening here. I see this presenting itself as some sort of a buffer in this. And so whether there is some sort of a buffer already in place or can be put in place, if there's some sort of contingency plans, plan B of sorts that can come into effect to assist with this. The picture that they're putting on in my head is like, when say there's a big hospital and there's a terrible hurricane or storm and the power goes out, but then the backup generators come on and start working so that the things that really need power still have power and the hospital's still able to function despite the storm. Backup generators, something that was already there and zoom comes into action. I see something along those lines in February. So we may not notice much. We may notice some sort of a pause or a glitch or something. We may get a weird announcement from somebody about things happening in economy, finance, whatever, markets or whatnot. Y'all know I don't know shit about markets. I wish I did, because people who know a lot about markets are more rich than people who don't. So I need to jump on that train and learn something. But for right now, I don't know anything about that. But there might be announcements through that area of people who do know what all that shit is, in February 2024. But I see, again, that kind of backup generator type of vibe coming through. So not exactly sure what that refers to, but it's like once these things happen, it's people are like, I see, this is what it is. This is what it is. And there may be people out there that already have some ideas. If you have ideas on that, feel free to leave them in the comment section so the rest of us can kind of have an inkling of being informed on that. This is a bit cryptic, in my opinion. Down here, though, with the economy, finance, etc., I see people not playing well in the sandbox together. So people feeling conflicted about whatever is going to be going on in February and not really being all on the same page about it. But I don't see that as interrupting the ability to make decisions and be capable and, you know, come out with the insights and innovations and whatever that we need. I see that being able to happen, but this slows us down. And here we go, get our Knight of Pentacles again, which again, slowest knight in the deck. So there's this energy of something slowing things down because of people not getting on the same page. It could be that the frickin' people on top, elites, whatever you want to call them, have some stuff going on behind the scenes that they're aware of, and they're trying to, you know, figure out amongst themselves, and us poor little peons have no idea about what that is. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be something that's clearly visible or if it's a behind the scenes thing, but either way, the point is they're not playing well in the sandbox, can't get on the same page, and that ends up creating a delay or lag time or pause in certain things, but it does get figured out. So I don't understand why we just keep getting kind of pulled from this end and this end and this end. We're just all here, passengers on this airplane, as the pilots talk amongst themselves in the cabin in ways that we aren't privy to. That's how it feels. That's how it feels. Kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. What's that phrase? Like, nothing about us without us, please, you know? Yeah, okay. Plenty about us without us. We ain't in on any of this. It's all about us. We ain't in on any of it. Fun. Fun. All right. Next step. Let's go ahead and pull up another section of details here for February 2024. Because I don't want this video to get too long and out of control. So let's talk about health and wellness and, you know, love, spirituality, whatever comes up kind of in that section. See what's coming here. And as I'm getting shuffled up, if you'd like a private reading from me, then BeasTalksAndTarot.com is my website. You can book a private reading. I've got various time lengths of readings so that it's also various pricing tiers of readings for, you know, inexpensive and then on up for people who want more time. I also have private Reiki Energy Healing Sessions to get kind of an energy tune-up, kind of cleanse and clear, start fresh. You know, a lot of people like to do that around the beginning of a calendar year so they feel like they can kind of start fresh. That's on there. Got life coaching. Lots of people like to do that near the beginning of the year. The front of the year. I guess that counts too. The beginning of the year. Just to be like, all right, let's figure this out so life can start from an easier, better, clearer point from here on out. Let's get this stuff sorted and clean out the old and in with the new. That's on there as well. And then, of course, as always, if you'd like to learn how to read the tarot the way that I do, then tarot tutoring is there as well on my website. So BeasTalksAndTarot.com. Okay. So health and wellness and all the things. Okay, well, it came out kind of sideways. Upright or reverse? All right, we'll take you upright. We'll take you upright. I was going to put it upright, but then I was like, well, but maybe it kind of came out sideways. Maybe we should see which directionality it would prefer. And it was like, nah, just do the thing. I'm like, okay, sorry. I'll just do the thing then. Thanks. So here we are doing the thing. Okay. This one. All right. Well, whatever, man. Okay. So in terms of health and wellness, we've got kind of a mix of things going on here. On one hand up here, we've got some decent stuff in terms of, that we're on an okay path with health and wellness, that yeah, there's a lot of things that might be on people's radar that concerns them, worries them, angers them about health and wellness, about medical advancements, about medical treatments or prevention, postvention, all of that stuff. Sure, people have their grievances with it, but I'm overall seeing these uprights in terms of a stability here. until down here. Although this is the balance card, which I do like to see, we have our abundance card in reverse, and we also have our 9 of Swords in reverse, which kind of gives a bit of that flavor of paranoia. So people, as it comes to health and wellness, have a tendency to be paranoid about certain things. We can't blame them. You know, health is everything. When we don't have good health, we don't have much of anything. It's really hard to do life when we don't have good health. So I understand why that would be kind of floating around on people's radars in terms of paranoia. Also, because we did just go through a, what are people calling it on here? Panini. Couple years ago, and so people, rightfully so, feel very traumatized from that experience and are paranoid to have anything like that happen again, or any kind of flare-ups or repeats or anything like that. However, there's some reason why this paranoia would be provoked or induced in February 2024, and what I want to look into is this something that is provoked or induced because there for real is something kind of unnerving about health and wellness in February 2024, or if this is because we're being led to believe there is when there's not. So I like to just check to make sure. So let's take a peek at that. Does this, what do we see on that, Spirit Guides? Okay. In other words, don't get on the fear train. In other words, if there's fear, PORN, going on related to various health things, you know, I don't know, new viruses or, you know, new whatever coming down, or this thing could resurface, or, you know, whatever. If there's any kind of messaging like that, then at least in February 2024, overall, on the whole, I am not seeing these worst case scenarios play out. I'm seeing this as being something that there could be rumor mills. Those rumor mills could be unintentional or intentional, but this is silver linings, abundance, and really being able to kind of observe and have control over your own little world, your own space. And so I don't see something like that taking over in February 2024. So if there's messaging around that, I would not, I don't want to say disregard messaging, because I think that it's closed-minded to not take things in. However, the whole grain of salt thing, let's throw that in there. Take it with a grain of salt. Because these cards look pretty good. These cards look more fearful than maybe what would be necessary for February 2024. And we'll keep track of this throughout the year. If there's reason for that to change, you know, throughout the year, if there are things coming up that do look scary or concerning, I'm sure the cards will go there at that time. But for right here, right now, I'm just not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. So I'm going to look into what else should we know, could we know about February 2024, like I said, in the Perk Squad extended video. So for people who want to see that and be a member of the Perk Squad, you can click the blue join button or the link in the description box to take you there. For everyone else, there is, as always, a B-roll at the end of this video. I haven't picked one yet, but I will pick one. And so puppy shenanigans, things like that, for people who feel like, whew, this is a lot, this is heavy, this is exhausting. You can feel lighthearted as you watch silly puppy shit or silly funny life stuff, whatever, to kind of give people a smile, a chuckle, a laugh here at the end. So as always, the B-roll will be there for y'all, for people who are interested. And the next video that I have planned while we're here, I suppose if anybody clicks off, then they'll miss these announcements, and that's okay. But I'm going to give them here if you're still here. Matter of fact, if you're still here, this is green, this is green, this is green. Put something green in the comments. Seems to be a green time. For our heart chakras. Do it with the intention of sharing your heart chakra energy with the rest of the community and allowing their heart chakra energy that's of the light of our highest good to be something that you receive as well. So I do want to mention the next video that I plan on filming will be the 2024 United States predictions video. So we've already done the worldwide video, 2024, entire world, international predictions for the whole year. We've done that video. If you haven't seen it, it's here on the channel, the one right before this. And so now we're going to do the United States specific one next. That's my plan, at least, unless something else crazy pops off and I have to cover that first. But my plan is to do that one next. And I've heard a lot of international folks watch that one too, because what happens in the U.S. tends to affect other countries as well, or at least at bare minimum, they're interested in the entertainment value of the shit show dumpster fire that goes on here in this country. So that will be coming up soon. And as I am sitting here filming, it is... Oh shit, I gotta post this. It is already, y'all aren't gonna be able to see that. Hold on, let's see. Y'all know how this works. Y'all never get to see it the first time. I always gotta get it closer and try again. It is already February 1st, 5/18 on February 1st, so I really got to get this posted, and check my notifications, but I really got to get this posted, but as I'm sitting here on February 1st, 2024, 5:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have finally finished that third job that I've been doing for a year and a half now. I've had 3 jobs for a year and a half, have been running myself totally ragged. It was completely unsustainable for me, and I imagine for a lot of people having 3 jobs would be completely unsustainable. For me, at least, it was. I enjoyed having an extra income at that time to pay off a lot of, bills and things from everything that went wrong here in this house during the panini. So very grateful for having that opportunity to work more and earn more to pay off some of those things. But my brain is mashed potatoes now. It is totally fried. The last 4 months of that job consisted of me writing about 200-ish pages worth of federal reporting to submit about closing out the grant, and I cannot tell you how mind-numbing and my mental health went down the tank. It really did. It really did. So I am glad to be down to 2 jobs now as we're sitting here this week. That job ended on Monday or Tuesday, whatever my days are, somewhere around there. So as we're sitting here on a Thursday, I am finally down to 2 jobs. So my hope is that I can turn more attention back to my channel like it used to be. No promises, because I don't know how long it's going to take me to kind of like shake off the hypervigilance of having to do 3 jobs. Like, it's going to take me a while to get my mental health and mental fortitude and strength, as in my intelligence, get my intelligence back and all of that stuff to be able to do things. But I'm hopeful here. I'm excited. I'm relieved, and I'm ready. So thank y'all for bearing with me through the last year and a half with that. It has been wild in maybe not all the best ways. So I'm looking forward to getting back into the groove of a new system with 2 jobs moving forward here. And getting to touch base with y'all a little bit more often, a little bit more frequently. So looking forward to that. And was there any other announcement that I had to make off the top of my head? No. So I'm going to leave it at that. The B-roll's coming right up at you. And then, of course, the Perk Squad Extended coming up for members. So, Penelope, take it away. Don't be a stranger. Come back and see me. See us. And I will talk at you later. Bye, love you. Bye, love you. Bye, y'all.
Try to make a big wheel of cheese. It goes with the stinky herring. Do me a favor, just put a little sprinkle in where we have there. You know, bad, but like the fox was that
perfectly round. I swear. Oh man.
He was falling asleep and he heard fireworks.
Fireworks, yeah. I mean, he's not scared. He's just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh man, funny. This one was scared, but he is medicated now, and so he is fine.